Hello student. In today's session we will discuss about the plasma arc welding. So in this session we will discuss what is mean by plasma, how the plasma is used for welding purposes, means what is the basic principle behind the plasma arc welding, what is the welding procedure or a working of plasma arc welding, what are the advantages, what are the limitations and what are the applications of the plasma arc welding, that we will discuss in today's session. Okay, so this is the content of today's session, that is introduction of the plasma arc welding, how the plasma welding works, which are the equipments that we needed for plasma arc welding, welding mode in a plasma arc welding. There are mainly two modes in a plasma arc welding, that is transfer arc and non-transfer arc. So that we will discuss difference between plasma arc welding and TIG welding, that is tungsten inert gas welding, control system, how we can control the arc or a temperature in a plasma arc welding, advantages, disadvantages and the applications. Okay, so in introduction, the arc welding process that produces the coalescence of the metal by hitting them with a constrict arc between an electrode and the workpiece, or between the electrode and the water cooled constructing nozzle. Okay, in arc welding process the arc is struck between electrode and the workpiece. Okay, in any, if we consider any arc welding, that is tungsten inert gas welding or metal inert gas welding, TIG or MIG welding, in which arc is produced or arc is struck between workpiece and the electrode. Okay, but in a plasma arc welding is one type of the arc welding and it is similar to that of the tungsten inert gas welding, but main difference is that in tungsten inert gas welding and the MIG plasma arc welding, that in plasma arc welding plasma is used for heating purposes, or plasma is responsible for melting the metal. In TIG welding, the arc struck between electrode and the workpiece is responsible for the melting of the metal, but in a plasma arc welding the arc is not responsible. Here the plasma is responsible for the welding purposes or to melt the metal. Okay, so what is mean by plasma? Plasma is a mixture, or it is a gaseous mixture of the positive ions, electrode, neutral gas molecules. All we know that there are three stages of the any substance, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. If we heat the gas at a very high temperature, then this gas is get converted into the positive ions, or it get converted into the electrons or neutral gas. So when we heat any gas to the high temperature, it converted into the plasma. Okay, similarly in the plasma arc welding also, the inert gas is heated at a very high temperature, and due to this very high temperature the plasma will be a form, and this plasma will responsible for melting of the metal. So what is this procedure that we will discuss? See here, this is a torch of the plasma arc welding. Here is shielding gas, here is plasma gas. Generally here we not supply the plasma gas, we obtain the plasma gas. See here at the center it is a non-consumable tungsten electrode. Here at the center there is a tungsten electrode, then there is this blue color is a nozzle, and the inert gas is also passed through this nozzle. Then there is this water cooled jacket, and from this jacket before that, or here the shielding gas will be a pass. Okay, and if we power supply, generally for a plasma arc welding process the DC power supply is used to obtain the constant plasma. Here the DC power supply is used. We can use the AC power supply for a plasma arc welding also, but it will not as economical that of the DC power supply. So generally for a plasma arc welding process the DC power supply is generally used. Okay, the positive terminal of the workpiece is positive terminal of the power supply is given to the workpiece, and negative terminal of the power supply is given to the tungsten electrode. Okay, when we switch on the power supply, due to this power supply, the arc is struck between this tungsten electrode and the workpiece. The arc is struck between the tungsten electrode and the workpiece. Here the positive terminal of the power supply is connected to the workpiece, so arc is struck between the electrode and the workpiece, and it is called as a transformable arc. It is called as a transferred arc. And if we given this positive supply instead of the workpiece, we given it to this nozzle. If we given this positive supply to this nozzle, that is black color line, then the arc will struck between this electrode and the nozzle. Then such type of the arc is called as a non-transferred arc. See here what is mean by transfer arc and what is mean by non-transfer arc. Transfer arc, when we given the positive terminal of the power supply to the workpiece, then arc will be struck between electrode and the workpiece. Arc will struck between the electrode and the workpiece, then it is called as a transfer arc. And when we given the power supply to the electrode and the water jacket or this nozzle, then arc will struck between electrode and the nozzle, then it is called as a non-transfer arc. Okay, so how this plasma will be a form? When arc is struck between this workpiece and the electrode, high heat arc will produce the heat, and this heat, when we pass the shielding gas through this nozzle, then due to the heat that obtained by the arc is given to this shielding this inert gas, and due to this heat or the heat that is obtained by the arc is absorbed or it is given to this inert gas, this inert gas converted into the plasma. How plasma will be a form? When we heat when we heat the gas at a very high temperature, then it converts into the ions, electrons and neutral molecule, then it is called as the plasma. Similarly here, the heat that is obtained due to the arc is given to that inert gas, and due to this heat, this inert gas converted into the plasma, and this plasma will be strike through this nozzle on the workpiece, and this plasma having a very high temperature, and due to this high temperature the material get melted. Okay, so this is the basic principle of the plasma arc welding, and here we are giving this shielding gas. So what is the purpose of this shielding gas is that it will avoid the contact of this weld zone to the environment. Means we will avoid the contact of this weld pool from the environment due to this shielding gas, and due to this avoid of contact means when this contact is get avoided, then oxidation of this weld pool will not happen and we get the solid weld. Okay, so this is the purpose of this shielding gas and the how the plasma will be a form. And here is considering water cooled jacket. Here water cooled jacket is also provided. The purpose of the water cooled jacket is that the temperature of the plasma is very high. And if we not cool this nozzle, then it may get melted. To avoid the damage of this nozzle, it is cooled by the circulating the water through the jacket. Okay, so this is the basic principle of the plasma arc welding. See here, at the center here is a tungsten electrode. They uses the shielding gas. Here is also shielding gas and here is also shielding gas. The shielding gas which is near to the tungsten electrode its purpose is to form the plasma. The purpose of the shielding gas which is passing around the tungsten electrode, its purpose is to form the plasma, and the shielding gas that is passing through this nozzle, its purpose is to avoid the contact of the weld pool with the environment. Okay. Then there is a gas nozzle, then concerning orifice, then here is a orifice so that the plasma get concentrated at the required point. Okay, here is weld metal, base metal, weld pool, and this is a welding rod, or welding rod it is also called as the filler material. The purpose of the filler material is to fill the gap between the two workpiece. In plasma arc welding, the filler material may be used or may not be used, is depends on the application, but generally in a plasma arc welding the filler material will not used. Okay, so this is the basic process of the plasma arc welding. Okay, now this is a process of the plasma arc welding. Next one is how plasma welding works. The gas which is heated at extremely high temperature and the ionized so that it becomes the electrically conductive. Okay, how the plasma will be formed? When we heated the gas at a very high temperature, then it get ionized, or ions will be formed by that gas, and it will forms the plasma. The plasma arc welding process uses this plasma to transfer the electric arc to the workpiece. This plasma means the arc which is struck between the workpiece and the nozzle, then this arc will transfer to the electrode by using this plasma. The metal to be welded is melted by the intense heat of the arc and the fuse together. Means the metal will be melted by this plasma which is or arc that is formed between a workpiece and the electrode. What is the objective of the plasma arc welding? To increase the energy level of the plasma in a controlled manner. To increase the energy level of the plasma in a controlled manner, and this is achieved by providing the gas nozzle around the tungsten electrode operating on a DC. Okay, now variant in a plasma arc welding. As we discussed, there are two types of the arc, that is, one is the transfer arc mode and the non-transfer arc mode. So what is meant by transferred arc mode? The arc is struck between electrode and the workpiece. When we give the negative terminal to the electrode and the positive terminal to the workpiece, then arc will struck between electrode and the workpiece. Then such type of the arc is called as the transfer arc mode, used for a high speed welding. The speed of the welding in a plasma arc welding is high when we uses the transfer arc mode. When we uses the transfer arc mode, and use of the weld to ceramic, steel, aluminium alloy, copper alloy, titanium alloy, and the nickel, we can use the to obtain or to make the welding of ceramic, steel, aluminium alloy, copper alloy, titanium alloy, or nickel alloy, we uses the transfer arc mode. What is mean by non-transfer arc mode? The arc is struck between electrode and the nozzle. When we given the negative terminal to the electrode and positive terminal to the nozzle, then this is called as the non-transfer arc mode, thus the eliminating the necessary eliminating the necessity to have the work as a part of the electric circuit. Means in a non-transfer arc mode, the workpiece, in a non-transfer arc mode, we were not providing the any terminal, that is positive or negative terminal, not connected to the workpiece. So here workpiece is not a part of electric circuit. But in a transfer arc mode, the workpiece is a part of electric circuit, and in non-transfer arc mode, the electrode is not a part of the electric circuit. The arc process produces the plasma of relatively low energy density. Means energy density of the plasma in a case of non-transfer mode is low. Okay. Since the workpiece in a non-transfer plasma arc welding is not a part of electric circuit, the plasma arc torch may move from one workpiece to the other without extinguishing the arc. Okay, means in a non-transfer arc mode, the workpiece is not part of the electric circuit, that so that if we want to move the welding torch from one workpiece to the another workpiece, we does not need to change the connection. If we using a transfer arc mode, and if we want to move from one workpiece to the another workpiece, we need to change the connection, because in a transfer arc mode the workpiece is a part of electric circuit, but in a non-transfer arc mode workpiece is not a part of electric circuit, so that we can easily move from one workpiece to the another workpiece. Okay, see here, for a transfer arc mode, the positive terminal is connected to the workpiece and negative terminal is connected to the electrode, and in a non-transfer arc mode, the negative terminal is connected to the electrode and positive terminal is connected to the nozzle. So this is a difference between transfer arc and non-transfer arc. Power supply. Which type of the power supply are necessary? For this is a DC power source having a DC power supply having a dropping characteristics and open circuit voltage of 70 volt or above is suitable for a plasma arc welding. For a plasma arc welding, we require a DC power supply and which having a voltage, open circuit voltage above the 70 volt. Rectifier are generally preferred over a DC generator. Working with helium is an inert gas, need open circuit voltage above 70 volt. Means if we using a inert gas or we using a shielding gas, if we use shielding gas as a helium, then we require the open circuit voltage above the 7 volt. These voltage can be obtained by series operation of the two power sources, or the arc can be initiated with the argon at a normal open circuit voltage and then helium can be switched on. Means if we use the helium, then we require a when we using a helium as a inert gas, then we required a voltage of 70 volt, but if we using argon as a inert gas, then we required, or the voltage that we required is in a that is normal voltage in an open circuit, and when we struck the arc, then we can switch the argon from the helium. Okay. Okay, then high frequency generator and the current limiting resistance. Plasma torch either transfer or non-transfer arc type, means equipment that we read, that is plasma torch, we can use the that is transfer or non-transfer type of the electric arc. Okay, shielding gases. What is the purpose of shielding gases and how the shielding, or what is the use of shielding gases? Shield the molten weld from the atmosphere. What is the purpose of shielding gas? That we have discussed that the purpose of the shielding gas is to avoid the contact of the weld pool from the environment. The two inert gases or a mixture of the two is employed, that is argon is commonly used, helium, argon plus hydrogen, and hydrogen or argon plus helium is inert gases or gas mixture are used. Helium is preferred where a broad heat input pattern or a flatter cover pass is desired. A mixture of argon, a mixture of the argon and the hydrogen supplies the heat energy higher than when only argon is used, and thus the permit the higher arc alloy and stainless steel. For cutting purposes, the mixture of the argon and hydrogen are used. Means here the different types of the shielding gas are required for which specific purpose, that we have discussed in this slide. Okay, then welding parameters. Which are the parameters are discussed here? The welding current required is 50 to 350 amperes. Voltage that required is 27 to 31 volts. The gas flow rate is 2 to 40 liters per minute. Shielding gas flow rate is 2 to 40 liters per minute. Lower range for orifice gas and higher range for outer orifice gas. Then DCSP is normally employed except for welding of aluminium, in which the water cooled copper anode and DCFC are preferred. Okay, for a metal which having a low melting point, DCFC is used. The temperature of the jet is 28,000 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the plasma is about the 28,000 degree Celsius, and this is very high temperature and it is employed for the welding purposes. Current and gas decay control. To close the keyhole properly while determining the weld in a structure, fixture to avoid the atmospheric contamination of the metal under a bed. Okay. So these are the some parameters. Modes in a plasma arc welding that we have discussed. This is the quality and the common faults that we can obtain by the plasma arc welding. Here they given the difference between a plasma arc welding and the tungsten inert gas welding. The two gases are used, one for a plasma gas and other shielding gas. Here we uses the two gases in plasma arc welding, that is one for to formation of the plasma and second one for a shielding purposes. And the tungsten inert gas welding, in a tungsten inert gas welding only one gas is used and it is used for the shielding purposes. Uses the constraint arc, use the non-constraint arc. The temperature of the plasma arc welding is up to the 11,000 degrees Celsius, and the temperature that obtained in a tungsten inert gas welding is 4,000 degrees Celsius. Deep penetration is achieved as the temperature is very high and the narrow jet is used. That's why it is deep penetration is obtained in a plasma arc welding. The penetration obtained is so deeper. If we compare these two, the penetration of the TIG welding is less. No filler material is required. Generally in a plasma arc welding filler material is not used, more filler material is required. In tungsten inert gas welding also sometimes filler material is not used, but many times filler material is used in TIG welding. The fast metal deposition rate. The metal deposition rate is slow in a case of TIG welding. Inert gas consumption is very high. In a plasma arc welding, the inert gas is used for two purposes, that is one for a formation of plasma and another one is for the shielding purposes. But in a tungsten inert gas welding, shielding gas is only used for the shielding purposes, so consumption of the inert gas is less in a tungsten inert arc welding. Costly welding equipment, the equipment cost of the plasma arc is very high, the less costing. Cutting of the hard and the brittle material is possible. We can cut the hard and brittle material by using the plasma arc welding. Cutting of the hard and brittle material is not possible. Okay. So this is the difference between TIG and plasma arc welding. Now we will discuss the advantages of the plasma arc welding. Permits the faster metal deposition rate and the high arc travel speed as compared to the TIG. As we discussed that TIG and plasma arc welding, here the metal deposition rate of the plasma arc welding is high and the rate of welding is also high. Uniform penetration of the high welding rate is possible. Uniform penetration with the high welding rate is possible. Stability of the arc is excellent. Stability of the arc and excellent weld quality. The weld quality is obtained is excellent in a plasma arc welding. Can produce the radiographic quality of the weld at a high speed. Means the quality of the weld is very high in a with a very high speed in a plasma arc welding. Can weld the steel piece up to about half-inch thick square butt joint. Means the thickness of the, if the thickness of the metal is high, then also can be joined by the plasma arc welding. Useful for a semi-automatic and automatic process. Means plasma arc welding is the semi-automatic or it is maybe a fully automatic. The process is very fast and the clean. As it is fast process and how it is clean means distortion of the metal is less in a plasma arc welding. Require less operator skill due to the good tolerance of the arc to be a misalignment. Okay, as this process is semi-automatic or completely automatic, then the fully skilled labor is not required. High percentage capability. Okay, high penetrating capability means penetration of the plasma arc welding is high. Disadvantages: special protection is required as the infrared and UV radiation are produced. As plasma is the fourth stage of the matter, so it will produce the UV radiation and infrared rays. So protection is necessary in a case of plasma arc welding. Consumption of the inert gas is high. Inert gas consumption is high in a case of plasma arc welding. Needs a very high electric power equipment. Needs a high power electric equipment that we required having a high power. Give out ultraviolet and the infrared radiation. Operation produce a high noise of the order of 100 decibel. Means this process is produce the high noise, it is up to the 100 decibel. Expensive equipments are very expensive, can be weld only up to the 25 mm thickness. Means the thickness of we can weld by using a plasma arc welding is 25 mm. High distortion and the wide weld as the result of high heat input. Distortion rate is high and the more chances of electric hazardous. As the power required is very high in this welding, so hazardous is the high. So this is overall about the plasma arc welding. So what we have discussed in today's session, we have discussed the things in today's session is that we discuss what is mean by plasma arc welding, how can we obtain the plasma, what is mean by plasma, what are the two main modes of the plasma arc welding, that is transfer arc mode and the non-transfer arc mode that we have discussed. Then what are the procedure for plasma arc welding, which are the equipment we use in a plasma arc welding, how we can control the temperature of the plasma arc welding, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the plasma arc welding. So it is enough for today's session. Next part we will discuss in a next session. Thank you.